Hello, Internet. Welcome to my devlog. This is the devlog. I think this is number 3 or 4 now for Ultimate Poe. Just giving you guys an update, letting you guys know kind of where we're at, what we're working on in it. Trying to get to do these weekly, um, and kind of give you guys some worthwhile progress updates. So what we've been working on is this giant green square. No, but the enemy inside this green square. We've been doing the enemy AI as well as building one of the inside level for the mansion. Um, so working on that, I have a little map here next to me that I'll probably upload with the video so you guys can kind of see um, what I'm looking at as far as the map goes. It's nothing fancy, it's just hand drawn, as are all of my level designs are usually hand designed as a 2D map, and then I go from there. And so, but with the enemy character, what we got going on, if you go to the browser, I got a base an enemy control AI controller, and this will control all the enemies once I put them in there. With pawn sensing, I haven't done anything with the hearing because I don't think I'm going to. But for the sight radius, um, it's 1,000 units, so I mean it's not really too. You don't have to get too terribly close for them to hear you, because I don't want the enemies to be all like stealth killed because the player came up and like just eradicated them all stealthily. But then we got the enemy base going on right here, which is just, it's going to handle the most majority of the controls. Got its roaming, targeting system, damage system for the player. This is going to be it's a generic like charge attack string. Um, but while building this, I decided to scrap it because I want to do one for each individual enemy. Um, well, enemies that are going to be like heavily melee. So there's a light attack. So basically what's going to happen is when I hit play, you're going to see the enemy character roaming. At a certain point, he will see me, and then he's going to aggro. It says taunt, I should probably, but he's going to like roar and be really angry because I'm there, and then he's going to come after me, and then he's going to attack me. Now, I did a thing where he actually picks in the chase which attack. The light attack is in here versus on the enemy specifically because each enemy is going to have a light variant attack. However, if you go to the enemy specific, and so this is the enemy, the ogre that's out there. And so he'll have a heavy attack that'll knock me back and a charge attack that'll knock me back as well. And so um, these, I haven't commented them, but they are related to the um, projectile stuff, which he also has a projectile attack as well. And so I built those as well using these overlaps here. They are animation. What are they called? I'm gonna find them. drawing a blank on ANS, but they're basically they're animation notify states. There we go. Um, and so these notify states will tell which function to use out of these. That's the fire magic for the player character, but this is the particle system, which really all I did was I just removed a few things and changed the color. This was a pre-built particle system using the FX Variety Pack, which is free on the Unreal Marketplace. Um, has a lot of awesome particles. The one for the vomit hit that our projectile that the ogre will shoot out or spit out is the water ball. And so it looks like, well, hold on. That's the splash damage hit. That shows that it hit something. Um, but if I were to go into it, that's what it looks like when it shoots out, when he spits it out of his mouth. And then when it collides with something, the player, a wall or something, it'll look like this. So then I'm using blueprints for everything, by the way. So if you guys are wondering what the code looks like, I am doing blueprints for everything versus writing the actual code by hand. But when building the code for these, so they're not actually called here. See, here's the projectile vomit script, and there's nothing there. There is a base projectile, which is here, and this handles everything. And then I create a child of it, and then change the default settings within it. And so, but here's where it's called in shot, and then if it hits, it applies damage and then destroys itself. And then this is the call for it to actually be destroyed, and then calling the hit projectile or hit particle system. So, all right. So without further ado, let's hit play. Now I will caveat this by saying that there is currently nothing for the player can shoot. He has his own attacks. He has some healing. However, I haven't coded anything to actually damage the AI yet. So all you're going to see is a lot of attempted dodging and the AI attacking. So he sees me. He hits me with the projectile. Now, obviously, I gotta fix that because that took all my health out of the way, and I'm still alive because it didn't actually. There's something going on with the UI right now, but if you look, it's harder to see. But up here at the top right or left, my health is going down um, based on the attack, and there's the charge attack, and so I stepped out of the bounds by accident. And so he hasn't cleared me yet. I still gotta do that one. And so right now he's still looking for me, but clearing the target is gonna be the next spot um, in that field. So boom. There's a heavy attack, and there's the charge attack. And he just tried to hit me again with the ranged attack. So it's getting there, getting some progress. Stay tuned because we will be probably doing a Kickstarter for this to try to speed up the process as far as getting more people on board. And then I had to help out with this because right now it is just me, but that's okay. I don't mind it. I'm enjoying it. I love this stuff. I love sharing it with you guys. So, um, the other thing we got going on is we got our mansion level right here, which it's not done yet. I've only got the first two rooms built, but this one, I mean, building the rooms is not hard because I mapped them out beforehand. So um, I know exactly how I want the rooms built. I just have to put all the pieces together. And so the map, it looks a little bit like this. And so if you look, then there's going to, on the bottom left is the first floor. On the top right is the second floor. And then I penciled in some notes that you probably can't read my chicken scratch with, where it has just little notes on how I want things to go down, storyline wise. And so for me specifically, what I am doing and the way I'm measuring out is each square on my graph paper is actually one square here on, as far as not square, not grid square, but one floor tile. So but this is going to mention for the Telltale Heart level. Once you've unlocked the door by finding all the pieces to the, I don't know why I put the ceiling there, but once you find all the pieces to the mansion, then it will unlock the, whoops, the door itself. So, in the scavenger hunt, um, kind of riddle thing for the um, outdoor section of this level. Um, but um, everything is really coming along according to plan. Haven't had any issues. Did try to upgrade my RAM, and I have the pieces, and then my displays didn't want to turn on afterwards, so I went back to what I had. So that was a little disappointing. Um, that is just from building the lights, and that's something I learned, at least with working with what I have, because I have 32, so I'm trying to put in, but right now I have 16s when it comes to RAM, which is very tiny for with what I'm doing. It's working and it's doing just fine, but I need to build the light basically periodically every so often. Um, Otherwise, it takes forever and then it crashes a lot. I made that mistake outside. Um, with the outside level, I ended up having like some 600 pieces that needed lights rendered by the time it was done, and it kept crashing towards the end of it. It's in like the 90s percentile. There we go. English. Still early. We can hit the coffee one more time. And then it would the 90% range, and it would crash. So lesson learned on that. So now after I build a room, I put it in, and then what I'll do is after I furnish the room, like here's the main hallway, and there's not a lot going on with it. I might put a few things in there, but sometimes less is more. It doesn't need to be too busy in the main hallway because everything's going to be taking places in the rooms. There are enemies. They're mapped out here on the graph that you guys saw earlier, and so there is that as well. So this hallway is a small hallway. Alright, so I got these three, but there's 12 total, and the other 9 actually expand out this way. Now, there might end up being some sea fighting in this, but maybe not. I could take these pieces and go into um, Unreal, or not Unreal, I mean Unreal, Maya, and fix the pivot points, but that's just a lot of unnecessary work when I can just, that way, but it would make it easier to snap the vertices together. Um, because as I copy them, I go to Vertex Snap, see it's snapping, overlaying on top of the other one. So I'm just lining it up so that I don't see any more of the ground underneath. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then it drops down 2 squares. With 20 pieces, I'm going to go ahead and just build the lighting one more time. save and get back to it. So I see the spaces. Now that the lighting is built, I see some cracks, but you can't see through them. And there are some spots of Z fighting. So I'm gonna go backwards this way. There we go. It's gonna make me build the lights again, and that's fine, because I moved all those pieces. There we go. That's better. Alright. Whoops. Copy that guy. Right there. So, um, I had somebody on my Twitter ask me about the game and if um, there's gonna be like the traditional RPG with armor and stuff and switching out weapons. And right now, I'm been kind of leaning towards the player having uh, to rely on his ability to dodge and roll, um, and then he's going to be more of a ranged attacker, maybe mid-range, because I don't have his particle systems or the shots live that long, maybe like 3 seconds each. Um, and then some of them, the particles die out beforehand. I have them dying out beforehand because they're stronger attacks. Um, so it's gonna be kind of more of a mage than anything else. Um, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys like to see Edgar Allan Poe swinging a sword or an axe around? Um, or maybe just having different um, magical uh, weapons like staves and stuff. Um, so uh, let me know in the get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and maybe I'll implement something like that. But for now, he's just gonna be a magic heavy attacker. So, and then I'm not gonna let him have access to all the magic, obviously, at once. Um, so there's that as well. He's going to need. He's gonna have to like level. There's gonna be a level up system, etc., etc. Um, skill tree to where he can unlock different magics and then upgrade the current ones that he has. So this is the design. So originally I was thinking of something like a sphere grid because Final Fantasy X sphere grid is amazing, but I don't think it's gonna be necessary. So I may just do a simple skill tree, nothing too crazy, because again this isn't like a traditional like um, JRPG style game, so I don't think something like that would be beneficial. I think it would actually end up hurting it more than anything else. So, oh man, we are already at 26 minutes, so I don't want this to be too long. Because I look at the stats, I know there's not a long amount of time that people watch it. So I'm trying to keep the videos short and simple. So yeah. But it's a little bit of the in progress stuff for you, as well as a devlog update on where we're at with everything. As you can see, the mansion is coming along swimmingly. I only have this hallway I'm working on, and 5 more rooms for the first floor, as well as one additional long hallway. And then that'll be it. And then I can start working on the second floor. So, since this is going to be kind of an intro level, the outdoor Telltale Heart and the mansion itself, then it's going to be more, it's not going to be as difficult, and the riddles or puzzles won't be as hard, more introductory than anything else. So, but you guys take care, stay awesome, be excellent to each other, as well as happy belated New Year now that it's the 4th as the time of this recording. So, peace out, guys.